November is Transgender Awareness Month, which celebrates and recognizes the transgender and gender nonconforming communities. Here to tell us more about a special collection highlighting entertainment with trans characters and storylines is our very own LGBTQ editor, Scott. Take it away, Scott.
Thank you, David. Yes, so as David mentioned, November is Trans Awareness Month, and in order to honor and celebrate the achievements and resiliency of that community, I've pulled together this absolutely stunning destination that features some top-notch queer media. It has movies and shows featuring trans characters and storylines. If you're looking for a fabulous reality show that will definitely make you happy cry, you can check out HBO Max's We're Here. Or if you just want a good laugh, you can also take a look at Showtime's Work in Progress as another great option. In addition to shows and movies, I've highlighted a bunch of trailblazing actors and musicians, so you can take a look at their projects or listen to their music on your favorite streaming service here. There are also some educational videos from reputable LGBTQ+ resources for folks to either brush up on their knowledge or just answer some of the general questions that they may have not had the confidence or have been too afraid to ask. And of course, there's a call out to Transgender Day of Remembrance, which is observed on November 20th as a day to memorialize those who have been murdered as a result of transphobia. So definitely wanted to make sure we drew attention to the continued violence that is endured by this community. There's a little bit of a sad note towards the bottom of the destination there, but a very, very important one. And that, in a nutshell, is our Trans Awareness collection. Fellow editors, what do we think? Do we love it?
Oh,
I do love it.
I absolutely love it. Yeah.
You know, Scott, the very top of your destination features one of my favorite musicians, Kim Petras. So, yeah, I love it because Kim was like my personal pandemic obsession, to the point where I bought like 3 different versions of one of her vinyl records because she just kept putting out different versions. And now I have all these versions of the same record.
Amazing. So funny you should mention Kim Petras. So Transgender Awareness Month is obviously the perfect time to celebrate and recognize all members of the trans community, but it's especially a great time to recognize the pioneers and trailblazers who are helping to pave a way for a more inclusive future for everybody. So I'd like to take a second to sort of focus in on some trans icons from your individual areas of expertise, obviously. And I believe we have some pictures to take a look at. This is Scott's casual flex, by the way. Let's go. Bring it out. Boom. Here's me at the VH1 Trailblazer Awards, hanging out with Pose's Dominique Jackson. I've actually hung out with her a couple times now. She is an absolute riot. I mean, just take a look at those heels. No one that is 6 foot plus has any business wearing a 6-inch high heel, but she does it, and she does it with grace. And I just love her so, so very much. Can fly to the next picture here, see who else we got coming up. Oh, this is Gottmik from Drag Race. Gottmik is fantastic. She was actually the very first openly trans drag queen that was on Drag Race. So she was a little bit pioneering there. It's a little bit of an odd one because she's got a lot of recognition for that, but she didn't want to kind of make that be all her brand. So we love her for that. And I think the next photo we have coming up is a David special. Shall we? Boom.
It was me and Josie Tota from Saved by the Bell. I don't know if any of you have seen the new Saved by the Bell on Peacock, but she absolutely steals every single scene. And I did this hangout with her right before the first season premiered. And it was one of the hardest I've ever laughed. She's so funny. And season 2 is coming up in just a few weeks. So yeah, she was awesome. And just so I just keep saying so funny. She was just so funny and just improvising and just slayed me.
Slayed. Love it. Oh, another David special. Me.
Me and Kim Petras. Scott and I went to a Kim Petras show in Atlantic City a few weeks ago, and this is me and Kim, and I'm cheesing so hard in this photo because I just could not be happier to be meeting Kim. And look how loud my shirt is. Like,
yeah, we had to talk him up to get that shirt on. He was like, "Is this?" He had no idea what to do. It's like his first like properly gay event. You know, he wanted to make sure he was dressed the part, and he's like, "Is this too much?" Whatever.
No, but Kim was surprised I was straight, so that was something.
That's a win in my book, honestly, David.
Yeah.
Next photo, please. Oh, look, it's me and Kim Petras. Yeah, so glad David invited me to this, because this actually wasn't my idea to go to this concert. It was David's, and then running into her on the casino floor and then just spending some time with her was just truly an iconic moment. And yeah, definitely one for the book. So I think,
can we take a moment real quick? I took a photo of Scott with Kim Petras. I took multiples, and Scott was like, "All of these are garbage," and then decided to take selfies for himself. Then I said, "Scott, take a photo of me and Kim." He took a single photo and was like, "This is good," and gave it back to me.
It was perfect because I know
garbage.
how
to. It was not perfect, and I had to take
David,
selfies.
Come on. Let me handle the post, and I will make sure that photo looks A+, like golden, like it was in a studio. Come on now. Okay, let's go to the next photo, and then we can push to Landon and Quam. So this is me and MJ Rodriguez again at the VH1 Trailblazer Awards, another star of Pose, who really is just a trans actress who has come into her own and is properly iconic. So super excited that I got to spend some time with them and get to know them. And yeah, I can't wait to see what else they have coming down the pipeline. So Landon, we didn't get to talk sports so much because I don't have any photos with trans icons from sports because I'm not a huge sports baller guy, but I know you have some trailblazing trans athletes that you'd like to mention here.
I do, yeah. Actually really neat. Tokyo was the first, well, not really neat, but Tokyo was the first Olympic Games in which transgender and non-binary athletes competed. And a Canadian soccer player named Quinn actually took home a gold medal this year. And 3 or 4 more athletes actually took the stage out in Tokyo. It's neat because it's just the biggest stage, and it really brings light to topics like this. And I think it's important, you know, you building a destination like this and us promoting things like this. And as I was just sort of looking around on the Tokyo topic, I found this really neat quote from the former president of the Human Rights Campaign. His name's Alfonso David, and I thought I'd just kind of share it. He said, "This is a historic week for transgender and non-binary athletes in the Olympics, showing once again that transgender athletes can and do participate at the highest level of sports without incident. As with all athletes, some succeeded in achieving their goals while others did not. And regardless of whether they medaled or not, the transgender and non-binary athletes who have joined the world stage in this year's Olympics have set an example of what trans and non-binary young people can aspire to, proving once again that the representation matters and young people deserve role models in their walk of life every day. There's nothing that transgender and non-binary young people can't do, and that the message was loud and clear this week." I just thought that was a really well put way to sort of break this down. So yeah, I think it's really neat, and I think it's really important.
100% agree with you. I think representation, especially in media, and is so important. Like people all over the world, and well, at least in our footprint anyway, so within the US, like being able to serve something up like this, a destination where they can kind of find themselves and see themselves reflected in characters, either in movies or in TV or in music, is just like a really awesome thing. And it's very rewarding for me as an editor to be able to do that for people. So hopefully people find it useful, enjoy it, make the most of it.
I had the opportunity to interview All Elite Wrestling star Nyla Rose for an episode of XFINITY Hangouts. And Nyla is the first openly transgender wrestler to sign with a major wrestling promotion, and also became the first trans wrestler to win a major title when she became the AEW Women's Champion. And I just find her story to be so inspiring. And when I asked her to explain why she chose to be so open with the world about who she is, she said, it inspires people. Representation matters. It may not even have anything to do with LGBTQ community. Somebody with fibromyalgia out there might see me doing this and living my life the way I am. She said, you never know where inspiration can come from. It just might be the spark that they need. And she said, being transgender isn't a part of her wrestling character, but it's important that the world knows who I am. So I love Nyla, and I thought it was so interesting listening to her talk about her journey in wrestling, and then to become, and that was before she even became champion. So it was just really amazing moment to see that come full circle for her.
And I love AEW for just doing that, but also most of their characters, because I feel like they're the most open and authentic and honest. They just are very inclusive in the wrestlers that they have on their roster. So big fan. You've definitely brought me over to that side, David. So thank you very much. AEW
Nice.
for life.
The Cons have something good going on over there.
Yeah. So you can actually check out my interview with either Josie or Nyla by saying "Hang Out with David" into your voice remote. And Scott, you've got plenty. You can see Scott's interviews with the drag queen gals, including Gottmik, by saying "Hang Out with Scott" into your voice remote and browsing his Hangout episodes. And also check out Scott's Transgender Awareness Month collection by saying "Trans Awareness" into your voice remote.